I'm being silly, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. It's Friday. It's Friday. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, yeah, that was quick. Hey, guys. How y'all doing? Hope you are well. Hope all is well in your world. Good evening from wherever you are tuning in. Listen to our replay viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Go ahead and share the broadcast if you have not already done so. And if you're here for the first time, listen, make sure you connect Facebook with the app StreamYard so that when you comment, we'll know who you are. And what else? Something else I wanted to tell y'all. Invite somebody to the conversation. It's going to be a good conversation tonight. Hope that you are well. Hope all is well in your world. We're super excited to see. I'm already hyped. Listen, tonight, I know you can't see him right now. He's not on the screen. But listen, we putting Coach Jay in the hot seat. So if you are part of our group, listen, if you are a lady, now this is for ladies only. Sorry, fellas. This is for the ladies only. We having Coach Jay answer the questions that you always wanted to know about men. And then next week, we're going to do something special. So stay tuned for that. But you got to be a part of the group to get the invitation. So for the lover in you is the Facebook group. Go ahead and get connected. Look, inbox me, inbox him, inbox somebody so you can get the inside scoop if you're a lady. So we're super excited. And I hope that you guys are ready for the conversation. I'm Tisha Marie Johnson. In case you don't know me, founder and creator of Your Love of a Lifetime, helping you manifest true and lasting love. That's why we're here having this love conversation. And I'm super excited to be here with this amazing gentleman. I'm going to let him introduce himself if he's able to at this point. And then I'm going to make sure I share the broadcast and we are okay everywhere. Then we're going to start this conversation.
Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody can hear me. He is I is he. I am forever and always will be your cousin, your brother, your nephew, your neighbor, that guy you know down the street. I am Coach Jay Hart. We love the fact that you guys have joined us on this evening for this wonderful conversation and topic discussion on this fiery Friday. Look, once again, if you have not shared the broadcast, please do so. Please, if you know a friend, a cousin that you might think might want to hear what we got to say, please share the broadcast. Put two cans together and say, hey, get on this thing. They about to start talking and it's going to be juicy. As always, I'm not going to be on no soapbox. I don't know who might be. Um, we'll see what happens as the night goes on. And ladies, if you are not, like she said, a part of the group, please find your way to For the Lover in You Facebook page. And if you want to be invited to the Zoom on tonight, please inbox Miss Coach Tisha Marie Johnson and say me. Because if you don't say me, she won't know that you want to be in, and you will not get in on tonight. Yes, I am in the hot seat. We had a discussion Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one of them days. We had a discussion. We were just sitting there talking, and she said, hey, let me ask you a question. And she asked me a question, which went to another question, which went to another question, which sparked our Zoom call for tonight. So if you guys want to, ladies, if you want to join us tonight for the Zoom call, please inbox Tisha Marie Johnson or go to the page For the Lover in You We have the flyer somewhere up there in the page. Just say me. If you can't find it, find whatever post you can find. And hopefully they can just say me. And we'll try to get that information to you for the night. So without further ado, let's get this started so we can get the Zoom call started somewhat on time. It won't be on time, but it'll be somewhat on time.
Awesome, awesome. So look, let's not beat around the bush. I think you guys know that we are here as relationship coaches. Listen, we got the hurt, the pain, the guilt, the shame, the healing, and everything in between. And so we want to help others heal. That's why we're here. And it goes without saying because we are entrepreneurs. So, from time to time, we're going to have something that includes a registration fee or a cost accompanied with it. And so this is like our first joint effort, this master class. And so we want you to be a part of it. We have two levels. We have our VIP, which is only $99. And that's going to include the session on Saturday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll also, if you're VIP, you'll also get a bonus session with us so that we can, craft what you've learned from the session and put it into practice. So we're super excited about that. That link is going to be on the screen. And if that's what you feel like you want to do, you want some general information and you want some personalized attention, then make sure that you sign up for the VIP session. And also, we're having a general session, which is only $49. Listen, this is going to be power packed. You're going to get 90 minutes of teaching from us both, as well as a Q&A. So it's going to be power packed. We're not going to give you no fluff and stuff. I think by now you know, although he is Matt Petty and I try to be Matt Petty Kins. Uh, but when it comes down to the real and the for show, information, we are here to help you heal and help you in your healing journey because healing is a journey and healing is a choice. So the link for the general admission is on the screen as well. So we're super excited to bring this to you amongst many other things that we're doing. We have planned. When the world gets off punishment, we're looking at March to do our first meet and greet. But we're looking to do some big things and hopefully, if y'all can get some act right going on and the world can get off punishment from the pandemic and stuff, then we can, do some things and we can go some places. We got some places to go, some people to see, and some things to do. So I'm excited about that as well. But just wanted to let you know, give you guys a kind of overview, kind of glimpse of what we got in mind. Some great and awesome stuff planned for you. Listen, I'm hoping, praying, wishing 2022 we can do our first ever annual what I want to call it, love cruise, like on a for real cruise ship. So I hope you're not afraid to fly. I hope you're not afraid to get on the water because we want to do stuff like that. So, and have retreats in exotic places. So got lots of great stuff coming up. But it all starts with Fiery Friday. And so we are here. So let's get the conversation started. So, when we talk about healing, how many people say me in the comments? Do you feel like you're completely healed, you're completely whole, you're completely well, or do you feel like you still have some work to do in some areas? Put me in the comment. If you're like, yeah, I still got some work to do. If you got some work to do, put me in the comments. Awesome, Dana. Hey, Sherry. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, we're going to have lots and lots of fun. Fun, that's what we like. So put them in the comments and let me go over to this other Facebook page, see what they're talking about because we're broadcasting in a few places on Periscope and on YouTube as well as Facebook. So, hey, y'all, we see y'all. Thank you so much. Please share the broadcast. So, Jay, I know I can answer the question and say, I've done a lot of the work, but there are going to be some things that I'm not really going to know until I like, get faced with a particular area or when a particular challenge comes up and I say, oh, yeah, that's like a twinge of something that happened back in the day. Let me go and address this. How you feel about that? Are you like completely, utterly, totally healed?
No. Every day is a brand new day of blessings and grace, and every day is a brand new day of trials and tribulations, and every day is a day of learning and not just learning of people, but learning of yourself. So for me, I know good and well I am nowhere near where I was. I'm not where I wish I was, or wish I were at or wanted to be at by now. However, this process that we go through and that we are going through um, in healing is an everyday battle. And some days you just don't feel like dealing with it. So you don't. And that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly okay. I mean, you're not gonna feel it every day. However, you don't wanna fall back into where you were. So no, I am not totally healed. There's some areas that I know needs work. There are some areas that I'm working on, and there are some places I want to be in my healing. So I think with that, you should want to grow every day. You should look for that advancement in every day.
Awesome, awesome. True. And you're so right. There are some days where you just ain't feeling it. It's like, yeah, that's okay. Um, let's try that again tomorrow. And it really is okay because healing is a journey and your journey is different from the next person's. You don't have to feel, oh my God, such and such, they broke up, they got divorced, and then within 6 months they were married again. Well, that's their story, and let's see if that works. But you have to look at your story as your own. I talked about a love story last night. You are walking out your own love story, and part of that love story is healing from the pain of your past. I say you don't have to be a prisoner to the pain of your past. A lot of times we are in self-inflicted prisons because we choose to be. It's like, the gate, if you can imagine it, of the cell is open. Not only is it open, it's unlocked. And yet you choose to sit there. Nobody's keeping you there but you. You just made the choice. Yeah, I'm going to sit here. But that doesn't have to be your story. So, will you write the story of your freedom? Will you do what it takes to go from that bondage, that place of pain, into your place of provision and freedom and love and joy and peace? Because when you've been in a relationship that it has not been peaceful, you're the next relationship you're looking for to be a place of peace. Like, for sure. We're not gonna agree on everything, but certainly we gotta create rules when we come to a disagreement so that we work that thing out and not sweep it under the rug or not let it be a problem or let it be a place of contention. Listen, I was listening to some other people talk on Clubhouse. Of course, I ease into the rooms talking about relationships because I want to hear what the people, not necessarily the panelists or the moderators. I want to hear what the people, what their concerns and their questions are. And a lot of times it does boil down to misunderstanding or miscommunication. So we got to learn how to communicate. I know women are from Venus and men are from Mars. That's what they say. But what does that really mean? How do we learn how to communicate better? It's not rhetorical. I'm asking you. I'm asking them, but I'm asking you.
I was like, is that a question? No, in that, yes, we are totally different people, beings, and that's how we were created. However, I think we were talking on another call or something like that, and we were just talking about actually having that time to sit down and knowing your person's love language and dealing with them accordingly as it relates to communication. Because if they're words of affirmation, then you need to be affirming them, letting them know that you understand what gets them. The fact that I can tell you that I love you, the fact that I can encourage you, the fact that I can push you, the fact that I can give you sound advice and I can be that listening ear. Boom, I got you. Hey, why are we talking? Da 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 da. You don't have to like sports to sit there and watch it with him and engage with him during the commercials or during the halftime or during the timeout or whatever. You have to wind up finding your person's it. Everybody has a it and everybody has a thing. So you have to find what that it and that thing is and know how to weave in and out of it. It, it, it's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take you not being selfish in your ways because sometimes men can be like, I ain't about to do all that. She just need to open her mouth and tell me what it is. Bro, she not gonna do that because she didn't already told you, but you wasn't listening. So if you really love her, you need to come to her. And when I say come to her, you have to know how to approach your wife. You have to know how to approach your girlfriend. There's we always talk about the Proverbs 31 woman when we really need to understand that the man fits that as well. Anywho, yeah, we just need to make sure that we are able to come to our mate and be able to humble ourselves enough in love and admiration for her, for him, for our relationship and say, baby, I just don't know what's going on. Please help me understand. I know it don't work like that all the time, but we have to get out of our selfish ways. We have to stop being so pig-headed and stubborn. It's not always going to be about you. It has to be about the other person. That's called compromise. And that's how we grow and learn and develop positively.
Awesome. I want to say hello to a few people. We got some people watching. Hey, Denise. Hey, Tanika. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Q. Hey, Verlin. So Denise said we learn by listening to each other. Also, Q said listening and communicating to understand, and that really is key. And listen, so let's back up a little bit. Okay.
Denise said, what? I know it's going to take you a second.
She said by listening to each other. There's a delay, so
I know. I listening to each other. Let me put something extra on that. First of all, hey Denise, I hope your internet is working this time because the last time you couldn't do nothing with it. So, anywho, um,
no, not that Denise is a
oh,
different
okay,
Denise.
cool. Thank
But
God.
yeah,
Ooh,
we hope Denise can connect tonight because she had a
and
problem.
what
That's funny. Yeah,
yeah,
wrong Denise.
well, okay. Well, I'm glad Denise is here. Anywho, let's add to it. We speak without speaking. And if you really want to know your spouse, you have to hear them when they're not speaking.
Well, that's good.
And hearing them when they're not speaking is knowing who your mate is. Because you can say and do stuff and turn them off, and you just know, okay, maybe you're right. I was dead wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have thought that. Those words shouldn't even came out my mouth. And she just be looking like, okay. That's because you know her. You know what ticks. You know what ticks her off. You know what pushes her buttons. Likewise for women, you know how and when and what to say and what not to say to your man to piss him. Baby, you know what? Look, I was tripping. I was in my feelings, and I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that. I should have made what you asked me to make because I had already took it out, but you pissed me off, so I made what you don't want. You just got to understand and know them to be able to know them and communicate well with them. That's it. Sorry,
Well,
Denise. Hey, welcome.
um, Cheryl said nonverbal communication is key as well. I'm not sure why my Facebook page comments are not coming over. Also, Yvette said if you're not listening to each other's words, then how can you know their hearts? Body language is important as well. Q said that's good, yes. And Ashley said it's a part of love language. So yes, definitely nonverbal communication. I think Jay is good at for me in particular. I don't know about any of his other friends, but for me, when I'm silent, he like, this is not a regular silent, or the answer you just gave is try again. But that's good, So whoever his boo thing is gonna be, or I don't know, he might have one. I think that's one of the questions tonight in the high seat. uh, but again, when you understand that there are challenges that you have personally, somehow or another, you got to work that out so that when you get into that relationship, you got some real life experience. It ain't just theory. Our thing is when we bring you into the learning space, we don't want it to just be some stuff that you saw on a PowerPoint. We want you to be able to walk some of that out. Yes, sir.
Let me say this. If you don't know how to communicate with yourself, you can never show your spouse, your mate, your partner how to communicate with you. If you can't be open and honest with yourself about self and the things that you do and do not do, or like and do not like, you will never be able to show, teach your spouse anything about you. So you actually have to take the blinders, or you actually have to stop lying to yourself about the things about yourself. Get real with yourself, because that's the only way that your spouse is going to be able to communicate with you, is if you know how to communicate with yourself. We have lied to ourselves for so long to the fact that we deceive our own self. It's been women that have been lying about their age since the beginning of time. They really don't even know how old they are. Let's just be honest. So if we're not real about us and we're not intentional about getting to know us seriously, you can't be upset with him because he don't know how to talk to you. You don't know how to talk to you. You can't be upset with her if she don't understand your silence. You don't understand your silence. So until you get real and intentional with you, you can't be upset at anybody else who don't know how to speak to you. If you're not honest about your love language and you don't do your love language to yourself, how can anybody else do it to you if you can't do it to yourself? You can't teach an old dog new tricks if you ain't learned no new tricks. I'm done.
Wow. Did you just slap somebody in the back of the head? Wow. So I'm glad you took that step back further, which was what I was going to do. All of this starts with your relationship with yourself. Um, Denise said, I agree. And she said, hey. And Q said, no hidden agendas or facades. So you loving you being able to effectively communicate what you want and what you need first starts with you even knowing. I know a lot of times we get so caught up in doing for people, and I'm guilty of the same. Doing for other people is where we say we find our comfort, but what is that really about? And so you sometimes you got to do that digging to see, okay, why don't I put the same effort into me and the thing? Look, I'm preaching to the choir. Why don't I put the same amount of effort into my stuff as I do for everybody else's? Now that I'm look, we had it's Fiery Friday, we had candid conversation, we had a hard conversation. I had to say to myself, why am I out on a limb for somebody else and then give myself 50 cents worth of effort? You can't do that. It starts with you loving you and appreciating you and you building. Even if nobody tells you, listen, you can be in a relationship and that person don't clearly understand you and your purpose, and yet you still have to move forward. You still got to walk it out. You still got to believe in you. You still got to put in the effort for you. You have to love you, all of you, and then teach them and demand that they meet you at that place. It might not work the first time. It might not work the fifth time, but I'm going to continue to demand my worth and my value until you get it. No, you don't get to approach me any kind of way. No, you don't get to rearrange my plans without even considering me. No, you don't get to dictate to me. It's not a dictatorship. I'm sorry. Not at all. But when you make that discovery, when you make that choice, when you choose you for years, man, for years, I did stuff for everybody else. God steadily saying, daughter, I got work for you to do. I need you to come out the background. And he finally was like, look, I'm ripping down the curtain. I'm sick of you being behind the curtain. Now's the time. You gotta go forth. You gotta step on out there. And yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable, especially if you're that person that's so used to supporting and applauding and being everybody else's biggest cheerleader. When it comes to you, you have doubt, you have question, but you've been doing it for other people all this time. You got to learn how to reverse engineer that stuff on yourself because you deserve it. And yeah, we're talking about love. You deserve to be loved, but if you don't love you completely, thoroughly, the good, bad, and the ugly, how can you ever get to the love that you've been wanting, wishing, needing, and desiring? Hey, y'all. Please share the broadcast if you had not done so already. We are talking about our master class, which is coming up next Saturday. How many of y'all got y'all ticket? Say me in the comments. You need to be at this master class. If you don't know how to pursue love, come on, be in the master class. Hey, Ebony. Thank you for joining us, sis. Hey, CJ. I'm going to go back and read the comments. You got something, Jay?
I was just gonna say hey to everybody that was out there too until you said hey to everybody. Once again, thank you guys for being here. You could have been anywhere else with somebody else doing something else, but we are glad that you took the time out to join us. Hey to everybody in the comments. Hey to everybody, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard, soon Zoom. Just hey to everybody. Hmm, I, 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 we get so frustrated with with our spouse with this communication thing to the point where it drives a wedge in between us. And the sad thing is, like Tisha just said, if you don't, it all rises and falls on you. Your success rises and falls on you, and it's because of you that things happen and or do not happen. I know you're like, well, it was his fault. He ain't tell me he loved me. It was her fault. She ain't make my eggs the way I normally like my eggs. Things happen. Things are going to happen. And as long as you live, things are going to happen. But when you love and or in love with your spouse, your mate, your partner, there's some things I believe, or some conversations that you're going to have. We are silent about a lot of stuff, or we don't know how to verbalize a lot of stuff because we haven't been taught how to do so. We've learned from our, I'm about to say ancestors, Lord Jesus. We've learned from our parents or grandparents that some stuff is just quote unquote taboo and we don't talk about it, we don't say, or we sweep it under the rug. Like Tisha said one day in a conversation we was having, by the time you sweep everything up under the rug, you're gonna have one lumpy rug. And when it all hits the fan, what are you gonna do with the things that you swept up under the rug? If you're really trying to salvage your relationship with that person, or if you're trying to build a relationship with somebody, you need to be honest with yourself about where you are. You need to be honest with them about where you are. It- some of us is looking for whooping nub in all the wrong places, and the crazy thing is, where you're looking, it's totally wrong when you have not found it in self. I can't love you more than you love you. Just like I can't effectively communicate with you more than you effectively communicate with yourself. Being truth and living your truth has everything to do with your relationship, whether it's verbal, non-verbal, whether it's the commitment base, whether it's the faith base, whether it's the trust base, whether it's belief base. It rises and falls on you and the belief that you have in you. Like I said before, if you can't be truthful with yourself, your spouse definitely can't be truthful with you because you don't really know what truth is. Sometimes you have to have that hard conversation with self. I'm done.
Very true. And a lot of people are not self-aware. A lot of people just think, I'm good. I'm good. Boo, you might not be. Might be a little something, something. I know, we think we're good, and for the most part, you might be good, but not every area. You got some stuff. You you got a couple few. We since we love you, we gonna let it slide. But if you was like somebody on the street, it would never fly. Okay, and so you gotta look at self. So I'm like really stuck on that. How you communicate with yourself. If you're not telling yourself the truth about you, and I know sometimes I don't. What's the saying? You can't see the picture for the frame. I get that, but then you have to have people that you trust around you to tell you. Yvette is on here; she can tell you, and probably a couple more people can say. I'm always like, okay, you know, what you see, what you hear, what you feel. That I'm always bouncing stuff because I want to be the best that I can be. I don't want a bunch of people around me that always tell me what I want to hear. No, if I was wrong, I was wrong. Now, love me, be gracious. Don't tear me down, beat me down unless I need it. But be honest. And we have to allow people to be honest. But more importantly, again, going back to self, if you're not honest with yourself, how can somebody else be honest with you?
The crazy thing is, we didn't even talk about what the topic was tonight. I don't think it was what's keeping you from love. I think it's what's keeping you from love, right? I think that's what we say with the title on
Yeah,
this one. So
yeah.
these are the things that's keeping us from love. But I want to say something, piggyback off of something you said. We always say that we good, I'm good. If you know me for at least 7, 8 years, 10 years, you know that was my phrase. I'm good. If you really know me, you know I hit you and I'm always good. And I've been lying to myself for so long. So somebody asked me, what are they going to get out of this Zoom? And I told them, clear, and this is going to be funny, clear transparency, because we always say we transparent, but we got that foggy window. I don't know how you transparent, you got fog in your window. So let me be clearly transparent for all the people that don't know what transparent is. I always say that I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And something would hit me and it will set me back. And it would take me a day or two to kind of deal with what hit me. You can't be good if you don't know how to process things when it happens. Some people it takes days and say, well, what's wrong? Well, well, you know, Monday when you came home, you said um, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, and it hurt my feelings, and I had to sit back and wonder why you say what you said, and it takes you a day instead of saying, wait, hold on, what you just said didn't sit with me, and I need to I need us to break this down so I can understand what you're saying correctly before I give myself days to think about it incorrectly. Because by the third day, by Wednesday, if you told me Monday, by Wednesday, I'm pissed off at you. And I'm only pissed off at you because I didn't know how to process what you said. But if I was wise, I would have said, oh, uh-uh, come on back here. Say what you said again. Well, what you mean? Because I heard what you said, but before I think I heard what you said, let me make sure I heard what you just said so I can rightfully divide the word of truth that you just spoke out your mouth. Because I don't want to be upset with you because I thought you said. Same thing with self. Same thing with me. I had to come back to Jonathan. There's some things that you still are bothered with, and in your triggers. And when you trigger, you change, and that's not you. And some stuff you take longer to process because you're just stubborn and don't want to sit there and think and openly say, like, hey, I don't understand. You try to think about it with you by yourself and you start mulling it over and then you get upset because they done use some big words and you don't know how to spell them nor the definition of them. So now you're really pissed off. But see, I had to break the monotony. I had to break that up real quick. But you don't really understand and can't process it because you're thinking about it one way and they said it another way. So now your focal point is on the negative way that they said something because you don't understand. And all I get what? So if I don't understand, I need to make sure that, hey, babe, look, you said knick knack paddywhack, and I thought you said give a dog a bone. But let's go back and revisit what you just said so we can both be on the same page. Because I don't want to be pissed off at you because you said knick knack paddywhack, and that's not my love language. So let's break this down so we both can understand what's actually going on. And I had a hard time dealing with it because I'm a man, and I ain't gonna lie, my dad never taught me how to break down stuff. and say, hey, this is how you think about stuff. This is how you positively process stuff. My mother couldn't do it because she was raising two boys. So she didn't know how to tell a man how to do. So she gave me to my uncles. And Lord Jesus, if you met my Uncle Ben, Lord, whew, Father in heaven, Lord rest his soul. Jesus wept and got shamans. But if
You know
if you
what?
don't if you don't actually ask the questions that you need to ask to understand what it is that you're trying to understand, the fault is yours and not nobody else's. I'm done.
I mean, like, for real, like, it is, and of course, he inserts the humor to break up the seriousness, but I mean, it really is serious, and it really does require work. And I don't, I know that a lot of times we think relationship, we think once I say I do, it's smooth sailing. No, listen. Marriage, somebody repeat with me. Marriage is work. Oh my God. Marriage is work, 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 is work.
From the time you
And
say I do, it is
you
work.
you go
If
to
you
sleep, you get up and it's work, is work,
and
is work, is work, is work, is work, is
it's a never ending wheel. And when
work.
you think you should be sleep, you ain't sleep because you're thinking about what was done during the day, so you don't get up and repeat the mistakes that you did the day before. But it's only, and it's not a bad work. It's a good
Not a
work.
bad word. Yeah.
It's not a bad work. It's a good work. If go ahead.
It becomes complicated when when
Oh,
the
we
two
ain't got
people
time.
when the two people are not working together. It becomes difficult. It becomes hard work when y'all not working together. When you working like I'm not on the same team with you. When when you acting like I'm the enemy. Hello. Last I checked, there's no I in team. So if we're a team, we're together. We're in this partnership. We got to be relating, as Pastor Rhonda would say. We got to be relating on the ship that we're on. Partnership. Let's relate on the partnership. Let's relate in the relationship, and it's going to be working. It's not always going to be easy when it comes to a covenant commitment. You're talking about a man and a woman coming together to become one. Ain't always it ain't easy at all. Let's say what it is. Say what a thing is a thing. It's not easy. It's going to be work, and the better equipped you are before you go into it, or the better, because you can still not have it all together. I don't think you ever do have it all together. You can still be working through some processes, but you got to make sure that you're checking in with your partner. I don't get how we don't check in with our partner. I think we just doing life and we just going in and out of the relationship. We do it. We getting up, going to work, and coming back home, and nothing changes about that routine. We neglect to check in with each other to see, hey, even if we are having a disagreement, can we discuss this now? See, I'm the person that if I'm mad, and it takes a lot to get me mad, but if I'm mad, I need some time, because I don't want to be saying stuff that I gotta apologize for. I might have to apologize for some stuff anyway, but I want to deliberately say some stuff. And why would you? Why would you? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. A man who loves his wife, loves his own body. I translated that. Yes. If he loves you, then he loves himself. And if he ain't loving you right, that means he don't love himself. Hint, If he is not loving you right, then he don't love himself. Hence, there lies a problem. And how are you going to solve it? You're going to be the nagging woman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Barry, yeah, 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 yeah. You going to be her? Or are you going to use the tools and the resources that are available? I don't know why we think parenting, we just get the knowledge by osmosis. We learned it all from growing up, and so we know all that there is. No, you need some help. You need some help. Marriage, same thing. You may have seen a good marriage, but I promise you, you didn't see the whole. You didn't see the real. You didn't see all of it. So you need some help with that. And I don't know why we are so against getting help. Get the help that you need. I listen. At this point in my life, I want my next relationship to be my last relationship because I got stuff to do. All that time I spent, and let me go back to Q's comment. She said, yes, guilty of comforting everyone else, lost years of my happy. No more. So many years focused on the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing with the wrong people. At this point, I got to get it right. Gotta get it right. I gotta do some things differently. I gotta make some better choices. And again, it starts with you. Are you being honest with yourself? I was jacked up, and I think I told this story a couple weeks ago. I was real jacked up. When I was talking about that last ex, I was like, and God, he wasn't, and how could you let him? And oh my God, did you see? See, I'm supposed to have a house right now, but because of him, bop, bop, bop. God was like, and you've been responsible about everything in your life. I was like, clutch my pearls. Jesus, did you talk to me like that? Yeah. You're not you don't always have it together. You don't always do the right thing. And when you make the choice to have those kinds of honest conversations, whether it be with the Holy Spirit or it be with your best friend, have those honest conversations and really truly work on what you need to work on before that person comes into your life. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey Nicolette, hey Sharon. Marriage is work. We're supposed to complement each other and not compete with each other. Martha Yvette, you said that. We are complements of one another. We're not competition. If we're gonna compete, okay, here's how we can compete. I'ma love you according to your love language. I'ma outdo myself the last time I loved you in my love language. Let's compete that way. I did something super fantastic, great for you on February 2nd. March 2nd, let me do something even better. Let's compete like that. But I'm not competing with you to make myself look better. I'm like, okay, Jay.
This has been a Teacher Mary Johnson broadcast brought to you today by the who know what you went on camera for. Anyway, I'm going to end on that note. This has been a Teacher Marie broadcast. Uh, no, be true to you. This above all, to thine own self, be true. If you're not truthful with you, there's no way that anybody that comes in your life can be truly truthful to you because you really don't know what the truth is because you've been running from it. You have to be true to you. That's above all. We have not found love or have not been in love because there's some truth that we have not said to us that we have not come to an agreement with about self. We're running in and out of stuff that we've been going through and going over for years, and it's because we've been hiding stuff from the truth. We didn't buried it so deep that we don't remember what it truly is, and we do. We just don't want to deal with it. But until you face what you're afraid of, you'll always be running from it. And if you never face it, it will always haunt you. And if you never face it and deal with it, you can actually breathe that same destruction and damage onto your children, not even knowing and realizing that you're doing it. You can breathe it over your husband or your wife and not realizing that's what you're doing, but you haven't faced the things that you're afraid of, the things that you have buried, the issues and the pain of your yesterday. They might be gone, and thank God, me and Tisha, she's helping me with my next book, and this forgiveness book is gonna be something. I think she said we got 4 books out of everything that we wrote down in our writing session. So, it, man, this forgiveness thing for self is something else. And maybe that person is gone and they can't utter the words, or maybe you don't talk to that person, or maybe they can't talk. They're in hospice and they're nonverbal now. I think it would be best if you learn how to forgive them for the things that they've done, because everybody don't realize that they're doing stuff to hurt you, because they don't realize that it's death. They just think it's the way to live, and you can't fault anybody for the way they grew up, because that's how they grew up. Everybody didn't grow up saying God is great, God is good. Some people grew up saying rubber dub dub, thanks for the grub, and that's just it. And you have to love them where they are. I can't fault you because you don't know how to love me. You don't know how to respect me. Hey, let me teach you. Just like a child don't know how to brush their teeth, wash their face and hands correctly, or tie their shoe, you got to teach them. That's the same way that you're going to have to teach your mate. Hey, this is going to be a 1 step, 2 step type of thing. We're going to get through this. However, my salutation will be this, because we got to shoot over here to this Zoom. But my salutations is this: forgive you. Forgive you for the things that you have not forgiven yourself for. Forgive you for the past hurts that you had to go through. Forgive you for dealing with that man, dealing with that woman. Forgive yourself for the things your mother said to you, your father said to you, your grandmother said to you, your grandfather said to you. Forgive that person that may have molested you, may have physically, mentally, spiritually, verbally abused you. The only way that you can move forward is that you're honest with the things of your past and you deal with them. Whether you got to write it out, whether you got to text it out, whether you got to call somebody, whatever you need to do to move forward, I urge you, this is the time to do it. If 2020 didn't teach us anything, it taught us this one thing: life is short, and no man knows the day nor the hour. So while you are breathing and you still have breath in your body, I earnestly beg you to get it right. Now is the time. I am him. He is I. I will always and forever be your friend, your brother, your cousin, your nephew, and that guy down the street you know. I am Coach J Hart. Good night. Love you.
Aw. So, Coach J, they said congratulations on your books. Yeah, that part. Forgiveness is huge, and this, we talk about forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself and be okay with an apology that you never receive from the next person. Some people are holding on to, oh, they shouldn't have did me wrong. Oh my God, I can't believe they betrayed me. You have to learn how to let that stuff go because that will kill you. And you got work to do. You have things to do. You have, people to help. You have gone through whatever it is that you went through in your life to help somebody else through. So don't stay stuck there. Don't be mad because somebody couldn't love you the way you needed to be loved. Don't be mad because you couldn't effectively communicate to them how you needed to be loved because you weren't quite sure yourself. It really is okay. So look, you guys that are in the group, you can go to the group. The link is posted there. Hit me up in my inbox if for some reason you can't find it. It's gonna be a juicy conversation. So y'all come on in. I already have a huge list. I got like 2 pages of questions, but we're gonna get in as many as we can with Coach Jay tonight. And then next week we're gonna bring on, so we'll probably share some of those questions that we don't get to with the men next week. So we're gonna do that in the Zoom room next week as well. So we're super excited. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Hey Reba, thank you so much for joining. Again, Sharon, thank you. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Yvette. Ebony, my sis, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Nicolette. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. If you have not shared the broadcast, please make sure that you do so. If anything has inspired you, or if you heard something tonight that said, hey, yeah, I got some areas that I really do need to make sure that I'm good on before I go into the next relationship, or I just want to be free so I can live my life. Then join us for the masterclass. Go to the comment section. Let me see if I can post them again. Post them here. We have 2 sessions that are going to be available. The VIP is $99, and then the general session is $49. So with the VIP, you get the general and you get a special session with us separately. Let me put the right link. So for the masterclass VIP session is bit.ly/love again VIP class, and then for the regular class is love again class. So the links are in the comments. We would love to see you there. Again, thank you so much for everyone joining us tonight. Go ahead and share the broadcast if you have not already done so. You know somebody that needs this information. You know somebody struggling. Listen, I don't care if they're married. You got a lot of married people faking and fronting and struggling. They need this information, and they may just need to come to the master class. How about that? So that you can figure it out. You got to work through that stuff. And listen, let me help the ladies, because the men a little more stubborn usually. They're not usually the ones that are readily reaching out to get some help. And so you want to get the help that you need. Get the help that you need so that you can work on your own healing, and you being healed, you being in a better place is going to make you be different in that relationship. And so, don't be afraid to get the help that you need. I remember situations and times where he didn't want to go to counseling. Well, so that I don't catch a case and so that, I don't self-destruct, let me go get the help that I need. And it really is okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get help. When you're on the airplane, they give you the instructions. Should we go down for some reason? They don't say it that way. But should we lose air pressure and the oxygen mask come down before you help somebody else, before you help somebody else? I know it in your mind, you think it doesn't make sense. If I help me, then no. Before you help somebody else, put your own oxygen mask on first before you try to help the other person. Make sure that you're helping you. So look, we want to see you in masterclass next Saturday, February 27th. We'll come back again this week and talk about it some more. But we want to see you there. The links are in the comments. Listen, if you're coming to the Zoom room, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. The link is going to be in the group. You got to be a part of the group in order to be a part of the conversation. It's going to be juicy because these ladies, like, they want to know because we about getting to successful relationships. So join us there. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for participating in the conversation. It's been Fiery Friday. I'm Coach T. He is Coach J. We look forward to seeing you soon. Love you guys. Have an amazing evening. Ladies, I'll see you in the Zoom room in just a few minutes. See you guys soon.